Imagine this, in the middle of the 1800s, on the peaceful San Juan Islands where waves chatted with trees, a not-so-peaceful event was about to unfold, the famous Pig War. It all began in 1859 when an American farmer named Lyman Cutler found a pig eating his potatoes. But this was no ordinary pig, it accidentally became the leader in a conflict that started because of a pig snacking adventure. To understand why this happened, let's go back to the Treaty of Oregon in 1846. The Treaty of Oregon, signed on June 15, 1846, was an agreement between the United States and Great Britain that aimed to settle the long-standing territorial disputes in the Pacific Northwest region of North America. The negotiations primarily addressed competing claims to the Oregon Country, an expansive territory that extended from the Pacific Ocean to the Rocky Mountains, roughly located between the 42nd and 54th parallel. Before the treaty, both the United States and Britain had operated under the principle of joint occupation in the Oregon Country, as established by the Treaty of 1818. This meant that citizens of both nations could settle and trade in the region. The Treaty of Oregon set the border between the United States and British North America, at the 49th parallel from the Rocky Mountains to the Strait of Georgia. This division left Vancouver Island entirely under British control. The treaty allowed for free and open navigation of the Columbia River for both nations, ensuring access for trade and commerce. The treaty aimed to address and resolve the ongoing disputes over territory and resources in the region, providing a diplomatic solution to avoid potential conflicts. The agreement helped to prevent a potential military conflict between the United States and Great Britain over the contested Oregon Country. The treaty's language regarding the boundary in the region was somewhat ambiguous, contributing to later disputes, such as the one that led to the Pig War in 1859, where the San Juan Islands were caught in a territorial dispute between the United States and Britain. While the Treaty of Oregon successfully resolved the immediate territorial issues in the Oregon Country, it also laid the groundwork for diplomatic relations between the United States and Great Britain in the Pacific Northwest. The Hudson's Bay Company said they owned San Juan Island since 1845, close to Vancouver. Meanwhile, Washington Territory also wanted the islands, turning it into a dance floor for ownership disputes involving sheep, politics, and a potato-loving pig. Tensions rose until June 15, 1859, when Lyman Cutler shot the potato-thieving pig, starting what we now know as the Pig War. British authorities threatened arrest, and Americans faced eviction. General William S. Harney, not a fan of the British, sent soldiers to San Juan Island, setting the stage for a standoff. Governor James Douglas of Vancouver was upset. He ordered Captain Hornby and his ship to remove the American soldiers. Instead of a fight, a naval dance of diplomacy began. While soldiers stood their ground, tourists arrived, creating an odd conflict with drills, cannons, and tea sipping. When President Buchanan heard about the Pig War, he sent General Winfield Scott to handle the situation. After talking with Governor Douglas, General Scott suggested a joint military occupation until a final agreement could be made. The joint military occupation lasted 12 years until the Treaty of Washington in 1871. The island's fate was decided by a commission in Geneva. On October 21, 1872, the commission ruled in favor of the United States, ending the territorial dance. The islands officially became American territory and Britain agreed to pay $15.5 million. This marked a significant diplomatic success and helped improve relations between the two nations. It led to the establishment of the current boundary between the US and Canada in the Pacific Northwest. And so, the Pig War came to an end, where the only casualty was a pig. The San Juan Islands, once a stage for an odd dance of territorial claims, sheep, settlers, and a playful pig, finally found peace. The islands lived happily ever after, with echoes of laughter and the occasional oink in the wind.